As a teenager, she was discovered by a music exec while performing at a coffee house and signed her first songwriting deal with a major music company. Meet Melissa Polinar, and this is
how I became one of the first Asian American musicians you saw on YouTube. I was actually a teenager writing songs for a living already. I started with a publishing contract when I was about 17. And so I started writing songs. I had all these songs lined up. And so when YouTube started to present itself for me, I just thought, what cool way to share my music than to do that. The thing is with covers, sometimes it scares me a little bit because I feel like I really want to honor whoever originally performed it or wrote it. So I just don't want to cover just for the sake of covering a song. When I entered into the music industry, I didn't see any represented Asian or Filipino within my interactions back then. I think who discovered my music just liked my music. They didn't know what to do with me because I was Asian, of ethnic background. It's kind of mysterious. Some people thought I was Hawaiian, some people thought I was Chinese, some people thought I was half something, they had this combination in their head. It wasn't really I was here to represent a certain group of people. That didn't come until YouTube started to happen. It was something that aha moment for myself. Not only am I doing this music for myself because this is what I love doing, but I'm also kind of representing a group of people, and I thought it kind of presented another facet of my purpose as a musician. Everything moves quicker, and I think attention spans are a little bit shorter these days, and so you have to there's pressure at least to churn in a lot of content. Back in my day, man, I feel old just saying that. But back in my day, I think it was just more free-for-all because it wasn't really saturated back then. There weren't big companies that's sponsoring our content yet. It was just out of the love of music and community and, Asian Americans and Filipino Americans seeing themselves represented because we weren't on mainstream media. For example, live performances, the purest joy that you can get out of me, not because of the attention necessarily. These are the lyrics that I wrote. These are the songs that I put together for the world, and it's my way of communicating. Because I was very shy, I was very reserved, I always just hide behind people sometimes. And so ironically, music became the tool for me to open up to people. This is why I always encourage people to find your gift, find what you're good at, because that's your best way to communicate to your world. And when you do that authentically, people like you. I think that's what you want to hope for every person, to find their gift, their purpose in life, right? To this day, I still struggle with it, but I actually appreciate and embrace my introversion. I did get some comments here and there. Sometimes you just have to understand immigrant family dynamics, as a lot of Filipino Americans have gone through. I think they're just looking out for their kids, the younger generation, to have a better life than they did. So I never take it personally, I think it's just part of the learning process. India.Arie. I grew up listening to her, especially in my teenage years when she came out. I met her back in 2013 because I was working in LA and we had a mutual friend / producer. So ever since then, she's been so encouraging for my career, and she knows how it is to be a female musician, artist in the music industry. It can get really tough. I toured and I was in New York, and she happened to be in New York as well at that time, and we wrote the song. But it wasn't until years later that we actually, during pandemic, that we recorded the song, and it was remote. It's a dream come true for me personally because I think she's one of the greatest female vocalists and singer-songwriters out there, and she kind of exudes this older sister vibe in my life, so I'm thankful for that. I always kind of share this because we're in a generation of instant gratification. It's almost we want to work hard, but we want the results right away. So I think there's beauty in the incremental work to get to where you want to be. It takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of work, and I think that's what happened. For me, it's not I wrote Meant to Be, what everybody loves hearing.
A sample of Meant to Be?
Oh. All right. You are the one for me. After all the waiting, I can finally breathe. Earth and sky say what they may. I will love you all throughout my days. Keep going?
No, you're good. That was perfect.
I didn't write that my first try. I wrote plenty other songs before that. Be willing to write terrible songs to get to the good one. No matter how far you are in the totem pole of success, it's nobody's entitled. Everybody's just learning, going along with the changes that's going on with the world. and whatever that might be a year from now, 5 years or 20 years from now. So we're all students. Keep going. Hi, One Down. I'm Melissa Polinar, and this is me representing. Check out my latest single called February Song, a collaboration with my good friend John Splitoff, available everywhere on digital platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. And also check out my collaboration with Philharmonic on their YouTube channel, and also on Wave Files with Trace and VJ on Kumu.